Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another stadium game. This video is going to be a bit later than normal because I've been watching some of the football. Argentina versus Cape Verde. Oof, what a game. But speaking of good games, I've got a different build for you. So I've been working on this. Now, any of you who've played Stadium recently will know how strong 3-tap Tommygun really is. Honestly, Blizzard, if you watch my videos, here's my quick solution. Keep it as it is. Increase the price to 14,000. That, I think, balances it. It's way too good for the cost. But the item in its form is useful. So I think there needs to be a bit more of a cost investment for it. Anyway, we're going with Chain Grasp, Electrolytes. We're using the Medkit and Weapon Grease. You see, this is called TTT Tank, the 3-tap Tommygun tank. And this is kind of exploiting how good 3-tap Tommygun really is. I had an idea. What if I just get 3-tap Tommygun and then I build tanky? So we only rely on Chain Grasp, 3-tap Tommygun. And I mean, some of the tanky items will give nice stats like Vanadium, which will help us as we get slept by the Ana. But yeah, this is the theory, and we thought let's try it out in a couple of games. So we are up against the Sigma, Sojourn, May, Juno, and Ana. Some very, very good players on the enemy team. And yeah, we've got a Diva, Reaper, Cassidy, Neon Moira, and a Jetpack Cat, as we do manage to take this first point. So we're trying to use, I mean, basically all of our abilities, including the Medkit gadget, to trigger Chain Grasp. And we can attack the Sigma shield with it, which is quite useful. It does allow us to put some pressure on the Sigma when they think they're completely safe. It's not going to do that much. It's only going to chain to basically one target behind the shield, as well as hitting the shield itself. But it does mean that we can generate a bit of cash, and Sigma isn't completely safe. Going to fade the rock. Pop that Medkit gadget for the Chain Grasp. Nice bit of damage there. Coalescence over onto the Sigma, who's extended way too far out. Does get taken down, and we're seeing if we can get any follow-up kills here. A bit scary than May, though. May's more broken than 3-tap Tommygun, but the fact that they also use it is, yeah, savage. That's another thing that needs desperately fixing. But other than that, other than the 3-tap Tommygun and May issues that we're facing right now, I think this stadium patch has worked surprisingly well. But maybe more of those issues will come to light once changes are made to, well, the things I've been talking about. So, contesting the point, Chain Grasp onto the Juno. We're going to switch target once Chain Grasp would run out. Heal Orb forward. Sigma eats and, well, May walls off our Diva anyway. Sigma roll. I'm going to fade that in advance because I can just get into this kind of little room. Ana sleeps us again. I mean, we've dealt over 4k damage so far. We do have a lot of capture time on the point. I remember thinking at this time in the match that I'm happy that they capped this, because I feel like some of our players on our team need to earn more cash here. I obviously would like a little bit more, but for the round to end that quick, yeah, I think, for example, Diva might start to struggle. The enemy Ana's cash generation in this game, by the way, is insane. Like, Ana has higher than normal cash generation, and when the Ana can aim, as this Ana definitely can, yeah, they can earn so much. Does look like, though, we are going to be getting this capture point back. I don't think anyone's going to be able to get a touch in there. So we do get a little cheeky kill over onto the Ana. And a bit of cash we've got, well, we'll see how much we've got. 14,618. Slightly ahead of the enemy Ana, but I think that's going to be the only round. Still, there's options with the money. We can afford 3-tap Tommygun. Some players are not opting to use it right away. I like the idea of it. I think because I attack tanks a lot, just to try and get Chain Grasp onto them, I think it does put quite a decent amount of pressure on them. Of course, we could go for something like Shield Buster, Wrist Wraps, and a more traditional route. but I've been liking rushing this 3-tap Tommygun anyway. I like the fact that when I've gone Chain Grasp cross-orbal, 3-tap Tommygun gives me ability power and attack speed. So it kind of synergizes with both the powers we've got already. The effect, you know, it also helps us get eliminations because it's a lingering effect. So it's more likely we're going to get some of those. I've gone with Stratosphere. Not really because of the flyers, but because I want the additional health. And then we're thinking maybe reflex coating with the way that we've been slept. And, you know, nades and rocks and all sorts of things. It might be a good choice. Either way, we lose out on a bit of the health. We're definitely not tanky at this point. But I feel like if you just go and build tanky right away before you've got 3-tap Tommygun, then cash generation really suffers. So straight in there. We also get 3-tap and Chain Grasp on Fade. So we're okay with playing that a little bit more risky. Damage over onto the Mei. Yeah, we looked away so they would come out of the ice block. And they kind of did, but maybe, you know, just coincidence. Mei's very low. Chain Grasp doesn't go through the wall. I thought I'd test it there. I'm pretty sure it doesn't anyway, because otherwise that Mei surely would have just died. Got hit by a couple of these shots right here. Bit of an awkward position as well. We're not going to run through that little choke point. Because, yeah, that's not going to be good. Juno missiles coming in. We do dodge those, but Sojourn's also tagging us here. Nah, the orb didn't fire. 2.2k damage. With this kind of Chain Grasp 3-tap Tommygun build, we don't do much healing. Quite honestly, I'm very focused on getting 3-tap and Chain Grasp uptime, like keep making sure that they remain high. That there isn't even the time to just add many grasps, like grasp heals to my team. And I know some of you guys will hate that, but yeah, we at this point we're just straight up DPS Moira, not an aggressive Moira. And I think we still get more value than we would if we were just healing. D.Va with a big bomb there. So this game is yeah, it is a fun one. I think it showcases the build. The second game is I can't spoil it. We also have the build code present in the second game, by the way. So just I can let you guys know that. I know lots of you ask me for the build codes all the time. Why don't I put them in the video? Partially lazy, partially because I don't like the idea of the build codes. I think a lot of the time you need to kind of understand how to build rather than here's the code, just go buy the items. But we do include that in the second game for those of you looking. I probably won't put it in the description. I might. We'll see. Who knows? While you're down there checking if I did put it in the description, make sure you hit the like button on the video. Really helps me out. I appreciate all the help and support you guys give me. I read every comment as well, so yeah, you can by all means leave some feedback there. So we're pressuring the Mei. Jump bait the Sojourn railgun shot, but the fade was not clean. Thankfully, Mei walls them off, and Chain Grasp goes kind of huge here. Where's the targets? Oh, that okay. I mean, I thought actually we should win that. Enclosed room, 3-tap. Mei's used ice block, but I guess they were getting a bit of healing. So our team is in the lead objective-wise. Enemy team close behind. Got to watch out for these Mei headshots, but we can force out the block quite well. Reflex coating, I'm sure, saving us there, because we did not have much health behind. Trying to get some healing with Coalescence. That's one time that I will do some healing, but it's probably the last time we're gonna use Coalescence, because you can probably guess what the next item will be. Okay, over time our team's in the lead. Mei needs to get back and touch this, but we're going to use the opportunity to heal our team up a little bit. Jumps up in the air, does get taken down, and nobody's going to get through to the objective. 7.6k damage with just 3-tap Tommygun. And Chain Grasp, of course. Chain Grasp does a lot of the work, right? But 3-tap certainly keeps the numbers high.
Coming up next, who's ready to start the push?
Going into round 3, the enemy team has got like a 5k cash lead. Here we go. This is the build. I hadn't clicked the share button at this point, so there is no code there. Vanadium injection. So yeah, we lose Coalescence, not the end of the world, but it gives us a lot of health. Like, this is one of those items that already just give me a little, you know, the 50 shields or whatever before you've got your ultimate is going to be very good. We need extra life with this. I play very aggressively, so the more tanky that I can be, the more I'm going to survive. We will sacrifice a fair amount of our damage output to stay alive a bit more. Now, part of this build does involve stacking up a lot of health, because obviously if we're building survivability, we're going to get lots of health. And that's counterintuitive to 3-tap Tommygun being popular, because the more health that we have, the more damage enemy 3-tap Tommyguns are going to do to us. But still, there's the rest of the damage as well, right? I was looking at groups. I think, if I recall, the enemy team are in a bit of a stack. It's not a 5 stack, I think it's 4. Groups ruining ranked again. But so far, we're doing very good with our solo queue team. I think they were solo queue anyway. So can't complain too much results-wise. But yeah, Vanadium's also going to give us so many stats that are just going to synergize with Chain Grasp, Cross-Orbal. You know, well, every stat basically. Every stat works for this build. We're not just going, we don't need the... No, we need the ability power. We need the cooldown reduction. We need the weapon power. We need the attack speed. We need the movement speed. Everything about it once it's online, even at the cost increase, because it now costs 12k. Still worth it. Obviously, we've still got to get our ultimate actually up before we get the benefit of that. But yeah, it is a tanky item, and I feel like the health increase is just going to be really good for this build.
Time to put a stop to their efforts.
Also, cash generation. If we just go straight for the tanky items now, then yeah, we're probably not going to make as much cash. Oh, we've got to run back round the choke. Enemy team definitely making some nice progress here. Sojourn jump baited the railgun again. Those of you who don't know what we're doing there, it's kind of self-explanatory. Reflex coating, glad we kept that. But when Sojourn's got a railgun charged, we can jump as long as we've got fade. Jumping is very bad against hit scan, but we use the fact that it's bad for against hit scan so that we can force the enemy to take the shot, because it puts us in a predictable arc. Oh, we are stuck between everybody there. Basically, when they're going to go for the railgun shot, we jump, it sets up the shot, they go, ooh, thank you, this is a really easy one to hit, and then we fade it just before they fire, and they're going to fire almost always at the same time, just as you're reaching, or just before you reach the peak of your jump, because that's when you're going to be kind of slowest moving and most predictable. You can't really control your character very well at that stage. So yeah, we just jump and get the railgun. We trade railgun for fade, is the better way to put it. That took quite a while to explain that, but it is like 2 in the morning right now. I am pretty tired. Sigma Slam comes in. Gonna dodge those missiles. Mei very low. Use our gadget there to try and trigger Chain Grasp. Can we get any kills? Sojourn. Health's not really moving. It's a little bit awkward. Yeah, we're gonna see if we can fade all the way through. Do for now. Happy if a player comes in here. Not maybe not the Mei. Has she got a block? She hasn't got ice block. Oh, Sojourn though. Didn't even have time to jump bait a railgun shot there. We had like 37 health. 7k damage already. But enemy team, crucially, is in the objective lead. A few seconds remaining. Reaper gets kill onto Sojourn. Someone needs to go to the objective. Okay, no one was on it. Fair enough. I mean, the cat didn't have much health, so I felt like they should have been going there a little bit earlier. Enemy Anna, 13k cash. We did not make that much.
Up next, it's time for Clash.
Still, we don't need to make that much cash. Moira's cash is one of the least efficient. You guys have been screaming out for me to use Necrotic Orb. I finally unbinded my reload key on Moira so that I could actually use that power. It is going to trigger Chain Grasp. It is going to trigger 3-tap Tommygun. And I can't afford any of the big purple survival items here. So Mecha Z or Z series and Repulsion Greaves I feel like are going to be reasonably good. Still, let's check what we can get here. If we got Ionize, ignore Ballistic Buffer. I just wanted to see if we could buy 3 of the 3,750 cost items. We can't, so I think we go back to sort of what we were on. Ionize, it's tricky. Yeah, I think just go with what we had before. Repulsion Greaves is an amazing item, by the way. It's just, it's good in many scenarios, not just, you know, oh, there's a Doomfist or someone like a Rhine chasing you or a Brig. It's just good because anybody in range that deals damage, you just get a chunk of overhealth. And the knockback can be really disruptive. I think it is, yeah, just a great item for the price. It's insane. Right, off we go. Round 4 Necrotic Orb bound to key number 4, which does mean that it's a little bit annoying to use. I'm still definitely not completely used to using it, but we just kind of fire it out there like that. We're not really taking the time to go, you need your damage reduced. It's more, okay, we'll just connect it, use it as a cooldown for Chain Grasp, but it still does get some value out of it, and I am improving. It will take a little bit of time. Same as how players were not used to the gadgets, right? And now many players just use the gadgets like they're part of the core kit. The more you use gadgets and, you know, certain active powers and stuff, the better and more familiar they will feel. Well, we do get slept. We're okay for now. Try to stand still dodge. The not really a snowball, it's more like a, I don't know, a boulder or something. Snow boulder. With the way that they've changed Mei. But it's fine, it is what it is. I shook the camera there because I should have changed spawn. I was deciding, but I'd already used the fade and it would have been a walk back, and then, yeah, sometimes don't do it all. We used our gadget there, trigger 3 tap, and again, okay, Sojourn down. Juno gets Maywalled actually, does also get eliminated. Used our fade, Necrotic Orb, over onto the Sigma. Mei's kind of isolated there, Sigma as well, going to take a lot of damage. I mean, just a lot of damage also from the Cassidy. Before any of you guys ask, no, I don't think Necrotic Orb should be in the main game. Because I know that it's not like Blizzard are just going to give Moira Necrotic Orb. The sacrifices that they are going to make to introduce this ability would not be worth what the ability does. I cannot imagine a scenario like where it would work. And that's always been my problem with it. It's a worse version of Sleep Dart. And you know that Blizzard would just remove so much from Moira in order to have it, and I think that's not worth it. Okay, Sigma Rock hits the wall. Nano comes in though, but he's quite low health, can't really push forward here. Used Necrotic Orb, but yeah, it was basically blocked. And enemy team does manage to cap that. It's good pressure from them over onto the choke point. We couldn't really do too much about it, but we can do more about the Sigma. Not scared of the Sojourn, really. Probably should be, but we do take down the Mei. Oh, Orb goes out there. Not scared of the Sojourn. We do so much damage, and we're pretty tanky as well. I mean, look how much health we've got. 528. I'm not used to being this tanky. We're taking so many Ana shots. Enemy team going to be pushing through here. Tried to predict the Necrotic Orb, but it still gets us our 3-tap Tommygun stacks. Mei pushing in. Diva Bomb does take down 2. Juno ult's not going to accomplish much here at all. Is there a Mercy? Oh no, not Mercy Rule. They already got around, but 3-1. We had a big cash boost there as well. Oh, we do actually out cash the Ana, but we needed the 14% cash boost to do that.
Coming up, the teams are going head to head in control.
Okay, what item now? We have got a lot of cash. If we sell electrolytes, Rustong. So it's simply put, it's going to give us a load more health, some damage reductions, and as I said, I don't feel like you actually need more damage. Now the question is, what are we going to get here? Because if we want to keep this for all that extra health, then yeah, we're going to kind of struggle. So we can pick up one of these. The Mei shots are kind of annoying as well. So I can get, if I keep Mecha, just looking at the other ones, Martian Mender would be cool. Divine Intervention. This item's weird. It's very weird. In my head, I'm thinking, well, the Mei shots are going to do more than 125 pre-mitigation damage. And basically, you would get 25% of that damage taken as overhealth. So in theory, we should be getting a lot of health back whenever the Mei shoots us. Maybe Juno missiles, maybe Anna headshots. She has got the crit power, I do believe, and is hitting a few shots. How much... so I did actually watch back part of this round, and I was trying to work out how much value I actually get out of the item, because it doesn't do a lot other than that effect. So if you're not getting any, then yeah, it's not really worth it. The problem that I had is that we kept hold, I believe we kept hold of Repulsion Greaves. So it's hard, it's not like we just see overhealth and go, ah, there we go, that's the item. Because we've got 2 items that give us Repulsion Greaves. But if you guys want to pay attention to that, I think it does trigger a bit on the Mei shots. It's just, it doesn't look like much overhealth. I mean, it certainly didn't feel like it was amazing or anything. So we got overhealth there. I think that was probably from this item, not Repulsion Greaves. There, we got some, but that was in range for Repulsion Greaves, I think. And either way, we still got crushed. So, yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm not sure I would buy it again. He says before he buys it in the next game. Yeah. Right, we have managed to capture the objective. Looking at the team cache here, enemy team is like 12k ahead of us as well. Faded it just in case, but it also triggers 3-tap. But oh, the Sojourn. Actually, it felt like we were getting really low health for that Sojourn railgun shot, but like even now we have over 300 health still. Like, I'm kind of forgetting how tanky we really are. Like when our health gets down low, it's not that low. Gonna fade out of that. Oh, Sigma killed before he could get the drop. Necrotic Orb hits the Mei, but it doesn't make much of a difference. Fade forward onto the Sojourn. Use our medkit for the 3-tap stacks. Anna nades us. Fade's coming up in 1 second. We'll chase her. Oh, she's got no health. We'll chase her down. I'm thinking, I could hit someone with Necrotic Orb just for fun. It does some damage. It'll generate some cash. And it gives those stacks. Got to fade early, though, so we don't get walled off there. Necrotic Orb. Just pressing a button right. I mean, the cooldown on it is actually quite fast. Which is, yeah, pretty insane. Like, this power is incredibly strong. I've maintained that, like, from the start. The reason why I haven't used it is because I just wouldn't get any value out of it unless I unbind the reload key. You would see how much I actually press that button just out of habit, right? It's just a fidget button. So I'll like jump in the air, I just press R, press it a couple of times. I think it's, yeah, from playing other heroes, that would be a time that I would try to reload my weapon. So yeah, I really hate the fact that they put stuff on reload. But it's fine because we just unbind it and we never actually need to rebind it.
This ends now.
So it's just bound to 4, which means I can keep on pressing my R key for no reason. I was hoping Cross Orbital might help the Diva out there. Sojourn going for the double slide. Does get taken down. Okay, well, Sigma's not going to get there in time. Necrotic Orb on the ult just for fun. Does lift us up. 37,380 damage in a build that's mostly tank items. That's kind of crazy. So, I have got a second game for you as mentioned. The second game's, it's interesting because we struggle at the start. And sometimes I feel like people comment on the videos and stuff saying, well, you get so much cash in round 1. When I play, I don't get that much cash, so I can never do your builds. Well, this is a game for you. Because I think this does not go particularly well Same build. Just skip ahead. Go straight into the first round. Where we are up against a Doomfist, a Torbjorn, a Mei, a Brig and a Juno. On our team we have a Zarya, Reaper, Freya, me on Moira, and Juno. This game also, I believe, has a lot more 3-tap Tommy guns from the enemy team, which is going to kind of test our build out a bit more. And hopefully we can also get further into the build, because we never really got to the full tanky. Like we never got our last power, which you would see on the build as Void Hoppers. And one of the reasons for that is just imagine how tanky we are when we fade through players. It's a lot like Scientific Death Odd, right? Fade through the enemy players. It gives us overhealth that, you know, is calculated based on our max life, and we're going to have so much max life. But yeah, if we can use that, that'd be kind of crazy. So far we're a bit staggered. We've already got 2 deaths. Cash generation is not very good. Normally what I would do in a situation like this is say, okay, spend a little bit more time healing, because that's going to give us a bit more kind of cash generation, like just at the start, and then we can try and put in some more damage. We also want to play a bit safer, because deaths really do hinder the amount of cash that you earn. Zarya's isolated though. No, the orb got slowed. He got slowed by the rest of our team there, and Brig pushing forward rally. We're dead again. At least Electrolytes is getting some value. Yeah, only 1k damage. Enemy team's up to 60%. Not much cash earned so far. We hear footsteps. Doomfist there. Punches us, not too fussed about that. I can explain. So because we were walking out of the door, I thought he's going to definitely ult outside of that door. So we double backed in, but then he, yeah. And it's a prediction, right? We don't just want to run up the stairs, then he hits all the other players as well. But yeah, unfortunate. So, catastrophic round 1. I believe we do not have enough for 3-tap Tommygun. And even if we did, which we don't, I probably wouldn't want to take it here, because I wouldn't be able to get the gadget for Chain Grasp either. At that point, I don't think it's worth it. And there will be many scenarios when some of you guys will have so little money like this. Yeah. No 3-tap this round.
What tactics will the teams come up with this round?
It's also a bit awkward because we're up against a Doomfist, and Shieldbuster's not very good against Doomfist, you know, no armor. But they do have a Juno. They do have a Brig. A Torb, I believe, as well. So there's enough targets that we will get the value out of it. So reflex coating and yeah, I forgot what else I bought. But we bought something, and it's key to everything.
The arena is calling. Our teams have 20 seconds left.
Brig on the enemy team with 14.3k cash, leading the way. God, we're so broke. It's only Reaper in the whole lobby that's got less than us. That is so unusual.
3, 2.
Yeah, I mean, Kate, Libby there just pretty much summing up Stadium at the moment. I still think that it's good. It's better. There's just a couple of problems so far. Like, they made a lot of changes, and I'm surprised at how the game feels. It does feel like there's a lot more viable heroes. Just right now, it does feel a little bit Mei heavy, and 3-tap Tommygun heavy. Now, obviously, as a Moira player, we're loving it, right? And I am a little bit concerned for the state of Moira once 3-tap Tommygun gets nerfed in some way. But I think that cost is the way to fix it. I think the item is great as it is. It does solve a couple of problems, but I think the effect on it is very strong. Making it cost more might really help with over tanky players in the late game. You just shouldn't be able to get it so early and start abusing it on heroes like Moira and Tracer and Juno. yeah, that's... Or if you do, it should be a massive sacrifice. The funny thing is, at 14k, we probably would still buy it, like, if we got 14k, well, no, we'd have to get 15.5k. Yeah, see, this is why the cost would work, because we wouldn't be able to just get that round 2. Like, not with also retaining the gadget use. So we are a little bit isolated from our team, but we're trying to put pressure on them. Coalescence. Yeah. They're just going to run away now. Fade over the wall. Torb is going for the sticky wall turrets, but I'm not too fussed by that because of how tanky we're going to be building. The turrets will be annoying, but at least we get to tank load the shots from them. Feel like somebody's chasing us. Brig is chasing. Our heal orb's flown away though. It does come back briefly, but Juno also kind of crushes. Enemy team in the lead with the objective. Just trying to, yeah, just trigger that chain grasp onto as many players as we can. Oh, the molten core was so low. I just wanted to get to the high ground, but we've got to go down there to assist with that, with the chain grasp. Simply put, if that many players are about to die in that grab, we want to make sure that we're involved and got assists. But again, the combination of these supports, Brig and Juno, just kind of crushing us, and they are earning a lot of cash as well. That is a bit scary, especially on the Juno. You know, they've got some pretty meta heroes here. Yeah, we're in for a difficult game. Another Fade jump up top. We can use our Coalescence. We do not have Vanadium yet. Brig whip shots us though. That's going to get a load of healing for her. We just at least kill the Torb turret. The Maze on us as well. We did have Fade, but I'm just trying to use up as much of the Chain Grasp as I can on several of the players. Oh, Juno ult's in there. Only one alive though by the looks of things. Not going to be able to survive this one. And we're not going to be able to get there. Enemy team does take the second round as well. And we're still pretty broke. Even with the 8% boost, we don't get over 10k. So 20,000 cash total. Yeah, we're not happy. I mean, some of our team are worse off, but in general on Moira, we get more than that with a Chain Grasp cross-orbital build. So 3-tap Tommygun. Do I even want to change anything else? So I think the main candidate would be Weapon Grease. I think Shield Buster's still useful, but since we're going for a tanky build, I want to demonstrate the tanky build. Mecha's probably not worth it when we can get another item. Repulsion Greaves, for obvious reasons, is going to be very, very good. Stratosphere, extra health. You know, they've got players who fly and stuff, so yeah. The only attacking item we've got is 3-tap Tommygun, because that is the whole purpose of the build. If I wasn't making this specific video, I might keep Shield Buster there to try and just catch up with cash a bit more.
The arena is ready and waiting.
But I think this is probably a good idea. Although, I mean, maybe we could have gone for something like Power Playbook. Instead of Stratosphere, because that would give us... It's mostly because of the Torb turrets. So that would just give us a bit more healing on our cross-orbital. Just kind of tankiness through survival. Doomfist pushes forward aggressively. 3-tap. It's going to definitely help eliminate him quickly. Orb going through. May is jumping up top. See, the turret is shooting us, but it's not doing too much damage at this stage. It's annoying, and I don't mind if it's shooting us for a little bit, because it means we're tanking it from our team and we can kind of just fade out anyway. Of course, it does mean that the Torb generates a load of cash. Annoying turrets. Not going to get salvage slugs for that. I mean, we could potentially, because of the Brig barrier, if the Brig becomes really annoying, then yeah, we might get it. But I don't plan to attack the turrets too much. Not as a Moira. They take too long, and we've got other things to be doing at this point. Maze on the high ground. Chain Grasp was hitting the turret. Did get the kill. That's one way that we can kill the turrets, and I'm looking for it because I didn't even realize. Didn't realize that Chain Grasp killed it. So we jump forward onto the Brig and the Torb. 3-tap doing work. Torb's still trying to shoot us, but more stacks of that item as we do take down the gun as well. Can we get some healing onto somebody? No, well, at least we can kill the Juno. I did try to heal that one. I thought maybe if he's just going to charge up his punch, we might be able to. May just using block there to get the 3-tap stack, but yeah, we took advantage of that. Too many players shooting us. Juno able to survive. Nearly 4k damage. Our team is in the lead, and to be honest, I think we really need to actually win this round. The money, it's not far off of Mercy Rule territory. Like, they definitely could Mercy Rule us here. So we've got to be conscious about that. So we fade forward, put some damage out onto the brig. He's getting a bit low. Oh no, the rally, but I think a combination of our survival items there allowed us to survive at least for a little bit longer. Is the enemy team surely going to be making progress now? Reaper uppercut in the air. Let's get taken down by the brig as well. Damage onto the Doom. I don't care too much about charging him up. I'd rather do the damage. See, we have forced the ult because of the damage we did. Not again, Doomfist. Yeah, that's definitely reflex coating. Repulsion Greaves helping us out with that one. Don't really want to push through there. That's scary. Instead, going to fade around into an even scarier position as we put damage out onto the brig, who is very, very low health. Grav comes out. Doomfist very low. Can we get the Torbjorn down as well? No, we just tried to get him before the Juno missiles came in, but I'm happy to take that trade because it does mean we can just freely move the objective. Juno can sit up top, and yeah, we can be pushing straight out of spawn with our electrolytes that the turret immediately just ate half of. I mean, we get it primarily for the movement speed. Juno getting a little bit weak there. Oh, Doomfist, scary. Torb's also on us. But if they're on us, it means they are not on the objective. We do get a round back. 15% boost. Enemy team still 9k cash ahead. Definitely got more money back there.
Up next, get ready for chaos in Clash.
Right, Throne of Anubis. Necrotic Orb again. So yeah, for those who don't know, it does reduce the damage output of heroes, so it will be very useful to hit onto the Mei or the Doomfist when he's got a charge punch up. So in terms of items, Vanadium. And then we've kind of got to decide which item to pick here, because we could go for something like Ballistic Buffer. That wouldn't be too bad. We could go for just Mecha to just get a load of extra health. We could go for Cushion Padding. It's just generally always a good item. Yeah, this... In my games, I have a lot of people who try to be funny, and it's... haha, I guess. But it is very boring. So yeah, we just mute them. That way we don't have to read the attempts anymore. Right, so we did opt for Ballistic Buffer. That is two very nice items to have as a combination. Repulsion Greaves and Ballistic Buffer. A lot of opportunities to get extra overhealth. We don't have our electrolytes anymore, unfortunately. Do love that item, but yeah, this is going to make us like pretty tanky. Necrotic Orb may have hit the Doomfist there. I'm not sure if it did, but if so, that charge punch isn't going to do too much. More damage there. I mean, the cooldown on it's just 8 seconds is crazy good. If they did that in the regular game, I mean, I can't remember what cooldown it was in the regular game when they first tried to add. It was like 17 seconds or something, 14 seconds. And we lost our damage orb for it, added a second to fade, and then streamers were like, this is so overpowered. And it's like, do you play this game? Let's Chain Grasp these turrets down. Doomfist, though, priority, does get eliminated. Another turret, we will attack that, but straight away we go forward over onto the brig. Damage orb fired. Does use rally, but Repulsion Greaves Not sure if we kept reflex coating, I can't remember. We got a bunch of overhealth either way. Oof. I don't know if the turrets are going to trigger a ballistic buffer when they're up high. They potentially could, in which case that's good, because I don't need it to trigger, like, to block a specific attack. I just want it to be, like, random overhealth. That's all. That was lucky. Yeah, Repulsion Greaves, Ballistic Buffer, I just want them to generate random overhealth for me that just appears and the enemy team has to deal with, right? So that's what we're going to do with a lot of them. Damage Orb, poorly thrown. I mean, we just can't really get through. Reaper's gone for it, so we're going to support. You know, if somebody makes a play, even if you think it's a bad play and you don't follow the play, then there's a 0% chance of success. But if somebody makes a play, even if it's a bad play, if everybody follows it, there's a chance of success. So in that situation, Reaper wanted to go for it. I'm all for it. I didn't think we should be contesting it, but look, it seems to have worked out quite well here. May's there. Just get out of the ult, but we'll go straight for the Juno. Orb's going to bounce in that room. She is flying around. Necrotic Orb just in time for the missiles as well. Bob is... Oh, that's not a Bob. There's no Ashe in the game. Why did I say Bob? Doomfist. Charging up the punch. Just like the video again if you like Bob. Actually don't, because if you like the video already, that'd cancel the like. You know what I mean. Just in case you didn't. Do it now. Okay, our team kind of dominating over onto this point now. The difference having this 3-tap Tommygun's made and building tanky. I mean, 500 health Moira, round 4. Still putting out pretty high damage numbers. Yeah, people want the turrets eliminated. I know firsthand we're choosing to ignore them mostly unless there's no other real targets. See, I like this build. I don't want to sell these items. But look how much cash we've got. We have to sell these. I mean, which of these items is better? I don't know. We just kind of want to get all of them, right? The big tanky items, although they mostly come into play going into round 6 when we can get Void Hoppers. I'm thinking, you know, there's a lot of ability damage on their team. Maybe something like Reinforced Titanium would be a better choice. And then, yeah, a little shift around. Do we really get much value out of Ballistic Buffer? Ionize could be an option, but it's only going to be for the Mei headshot. Realistically, so... I was considering getting a Vishkar here as well. I think it's called Vishkar, the one that converts health to shields. Because, like, here, that one, right? But then I thought, no, because the strength of shields is that they regen quickly. But if half of their team are buying, like, 3-tap Tommygun, then I'm going to be constantly taking damage, and therefore we're not actually going to regen. And so, in the end, I just go for cushion padding, because if you get stunned, hindered, or whatever, right, it restores 10% of your max life. Well, we've got a lot of max life, so we're going to get quite a lot of value out of that. So I just go for that item anyway, and yeah, we'll see how this goes. 564 health at the start of this round. Obviously, health increases with the amount of cash that you generate, so if you look later on, you might be surprised that it's like, hang on, he said 564 at the start of this. Why has he now got 567 or something? That's just so that you are aware, if you weren't already. So yeah, we're quite tanky, but we still got instantly deleted. Like, we've got to limit test it a little bit. There we go, our health went up by 1. Just to prove a point. So yeah, we are, even though we're tanky, we're not invincible. I mean, yeah, this is where I think Divine Intervention would have come handy, but this is Mei in a nutshell this season, by the way. Basically just 3 shots on a Moira that's built mostly tank items, and that's it, we're done. So annoying turrets up top. We've got to try and get some healing over onto the Xayah. I mean, we made an attempt, I guess, but not that much healing onto her. She is still low health. Trying now, cross orbal orb. No, gets knocked up in the air. More heal over times, looking to damage the Doomfist though. Fade the Juno missiles. There, we heard them. Always listening out to the sounds. Okay, our damage really isn't that high here. Like, we're definitely starting to notice that we're not on a max damage build. Let's go for a little flank anyway, see if we can contest the objective. Necrotic Orb used over onto the Mei. Might help some players out. We've got another one over onto the Doomfist. Doomfist uses ult. Not going to hit us with that, but does hit us with the punch afterwards. Getting kind of low, surely. Oh, we drop off the high ground. We would have definitely killed the Doom, like, straight away there. Doesn't matter, though, because our Juno does get them. Okay. Enemy team on 99%. Just kill this turret, which takes quite a while to kill now. 631 health. Still quite happy to peek forward, but got to be worried about the Mei walls. We don't want the Mei wall to appear as we fade, because if we just hit it, then yeah, that's a big problem. Still, I think she's... Oh, no, she did put one behind us there. Got to respect that Mei damage. Oh, she is still going for us. Come on, 3-tap Tommygun, come on. I think we missed the Necrotic Orb there. Oh, she's also got the ball. Okay. Mei ult's coming in. We're going to fade behind. Can we get the Brig down here? Not quite. We're taking a lot of damage as well. Juno ult's coming in. Doomfist about to enter the point, surely. But nice little chain grasp onto several of their players. I think Necrotic Orb on the Doomfist would have probably saved us a bit there, because our health seemed to drop quite a lot. We missed it that time because of the uppercut. So this next one could hurt. We're going to fade that one instead. He's getting very, very low though. Medkit gadget used to trigger 3-tap. Torb's pushing us, but Necrotic Orb over onto the Torb. Try and kill this turret, but I really can't, because I need to make sure that we kill anybody touching the point. Torb is still there. Let's push through Necrotic Orb on the Torb as well. Brig eliminated. Doomfist moving forward. Yeah, we were ready with another Necrotic Orb if we needed it for that one. 8,600 damage. I mean, the build looks good. We're definitely more tanky, but no Cyber Venom involved in this. I feel like we don't really need Cyber Venom. It's, you know, it's nice, but you don't really need it. We can put out quite a lot of damage. Just going more and more tanky. It's time. Void Hoppers. With the amount of health that we can now get. Yeah, remember I said I was thinking about Divine Intervention? Maybe we should get that. So, yeah, I'm just... This order, maybe Nebula Conduit's a little bit better here, but I'm not honestly sure. Haven't got enough to get any other real big item. I'm thinking of replacing the medkit gadget. So, yeah, what... If we replace medkit gadget, then we're going to get a longer cooldown, but we might be able to get more value out of it. Yeah, we can't go for that because we need a gadget. We would be losing too much if we don't have a gadget in every single round. So am I going to get more value out of field support? It's going to be 5 extra seconds compared to medkit, but it does give me some armor, which is, you know, going to help with... Actually, no, it's not going to help any extra, because medkit also gives you some health. It does give us a little bit of weapon power. That's going to help with some damage. And then obviously it's an active field that will heal us if we get, you know, punched into a wall or something. Also will heal our team. 830 health is spiked up to there with some overhealth from the Juno. Let's see how tanky we are now. Especially when we fade through players. We should get quite a lot of health from it. Okay, we didn't actually fade through players there. Juno is very weak. But now we're stuck in a very bad position with no cooldowns. We get absolutely dominated, but hey, we got our one. Let's see if our team's going to do anything. We are making a bit of progress on the bot. Reaper fighting the Brig as well. Freya managing to take down the Torbjorn. That's pretty big. Fire an orb over there. Just hoping maybe it will get somebody. And by the looks of it, it does. Doomfist does get taken down. And we are making some nice progress here. Going to push forward. 746 health right there. It's crazy numbers. Now, I'm still not used to using Void Hoppers like Scientific Death Odd at this stage, but when we remember, we will get a lot of health. Like, I could have definitely faded through the Torb there. Mace health's not really moving. Oh, but then until it did. 816 health there from an accidental fade through. Oh, we tried a Necrotic Orb. Not too much anyway. Okay, there we go. Fade through over onto the Brig. It's going to keep our health pretty high. Another fade through. 750 health. Still putting out decent enough damage. Ooh. Getting a bit more Torbs on us. We use our gadget. Stand around there for a little bit. There is a turret nearby us though. Okay, at least we fade through one player. There is a Mei close to us though. Can we get cross orbal in that little room? The fade through saves us a little bit. Brig is on us though. Necrotic Orb used. Yeah, I maybe could have got around the corner, but I think the Juno coming back would, yeah, just have eliminated us anyway. So enemy team catching up now. Score 3-2. Still 35 seconds in this round. Grav comes in, but we're not there to contribute. Just gonna, in case anybody is falling back and trying to escape, we're gonna rotate all the way around. Does look like it was a poor decision, but I think most of the time that'd still be a good one. Enemy team, oh, actually our team does have the lead. They're the ones who need to push this back. It's gonna be close, I think. Doomfist already pushing through. Fade through and get a bit of overhealth. I mean, he's low. There's the ult again. Is he going to go for us? No, over towards the bot. Needs to go in for the contest. Chain Grasp on several players. The boot back. I mean, Brig's the one contesting here. Can we get anything over onto her? She is very, very low. Fade through. Does mean we play the other side. Necrotic Orb, I think, missed there. It does have some splash damage though, so we can aim it like at the floor and things, but the actual hit... Oh no, the hit would still do damage if it hits him, I think. As in, we wouldn't lose out on the damage by going for a splash shot. Briggs getting very, very low, does get taken down. There's just the Doomfist and a Torb turret. A very annoying Torb turret. Reaper ult does manage to clear that one up. Doomfist punches again. But the enemy team unable to capitalize. 42,000 damage. When we really didn't build any attacking items. I think this might be the way. I genuinely think that if you build super tanky Moira with 3-tap in its current state, I'm almost certain it will get changed somehow, but with 3-tap Tommygun in its current state, just building tanky, utilizing Chain Grasp and 3-tap, I think is very, very strong. You do enough damage and you can just be active the whole time. Anyway, GG. See you in the next one. Bye.